This is Ben Keys, and you're listening to the Crowject podcast.
Here's Gill. Oh, look, this might go through. It could be the ugliest goal we've ever seen. Oh, yeah, it's magnificent. That's not in the textbook, but it's his third.
To win showdown 51. Kicks from 45. Starts right, but it's coming back. The boys win. It's a miracle.
Walker needs to kick accurately, and he has. Oh, what a lift of the excitement machine, McCann. Left foot goal. Oh, no, tell me. He's a superstar. Tell me.
Randall. And a quote here I've got is, I just felt a little sudden tightness, so we'll just have to take a look at it this week and go from there. Nothing more on what it turns out to be. But Pete, in terms of hamstring tightness, is that a worry for her knee?
Well, it does sound like a little bit of hamstring awareness.
Yes.
The classic awareness.
The old awareness. I'm aware that my hamstring exists. It is there. It twinged, and it does that. So I iced it to make it feel cooler so that it was aware of its awareness. So it was self-aware.
So would you describe her as being hamstring agnostic or hamstring believer?
Oh, she's a believer.
She's a true believer. Yeah. Okay.
She's born again.
Oh,
Hamstrings,
she's
baby.
aware.
Hamstring Hillsong happened on the weekend.
Get some essential oils into that hamstring and she'll be good to go in no time.
And you never know, she might be aware of the other one by next week.
Oh, God. True hamstring awareness. The
Swing
double.
them hamstring rosary beads around as well.
Yeah, but it is worrying though. Hopefully he can get back to it. Nurses, when they say delayed effects of a concussion, what sort of things are we talking about? Because in my mind, a concussion is like a really bad headache that lasts for a while.
I'll take this one, Elodie. So what happens is that, you know, the symptoms you get from a concussion,
Yeah.
they get delayed. So they're later.
Oh. Wow.
And I know you're aware of it. It's awareness.
You're aware. You're cognizant to the fact of the concussions.
Do you have a dictionary there, Peter? Are you cheating? We didn't learn that in nurse school.
Lleyton, you know when you ask a question that you think is really, measured and it's going to be an insightful answer, and then you just get the piss taken out of you?
Welcome to the Crowject.
Yeah, exactly. God.
What did I expect? So, but seriously though, like blurry vision and bad headaches, and is it going to affect him long term? Do you think, or
We hope not. We honestly hope not. But hopefully it all goes okay, and he's back at training sooner rather than later. I know Will Hamill obviously had a lot of concussions. He had some time away from the game too, so hopefully he's not too affected by it. And I mean, he was one of our meters gained kings from last year. And hopefully he'll be back at it in no time.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah. And it's delayed concussion, so it happens later.
Oh, later. Like not before the concussion, but after the concussion.
not before the honeymoon, after the honeymoon?
I see.
Right.
It's like a credit card. Like, the pain isn't at first, but it will build up later if you don't pay it.
Well, all the best to Seedsman.
That's the title of this pod, Credit Card Concussion.
You can take that in many ways. All right, moving on.
In my mind, McHenry sort of fits that forward pocket role and has a much higher ceiling compared to a Lockie Murphy. So, no offense to him, but Lockie Murphy works really hard. But I think McHenry's probably got a bit better skill. But Lockie Murphy's definitely needed at Crowmania whenever he's stopped playing.
Ned McHenry just doesn't have those skills. He doesn't know how to sell a beanie. So.
Exactly.
He's not good at stock take.
Yeah.
You see my FOS machine, he keeps hitting it against his head. So.
He's got delayed credit card concussion from doing that, doesn't he?
Oh, God. Gian Delang, my favourite handle, Gabe Lord, all upper caps. Rochelle Martin and Tia Sheldon are two of the most natural and talented young footballers I've seen. And then Britt Jager, Pepper_Peanut says, best game I've seen from EJ, first half in particular, was outstanding, not to mention that bomb. And then explosion. And then I followed it up with a bunch of hot dog emojis, and I don't know why. I think it was supposed to be a sausage roll, a goal, no, I don't know. Let's not overthink that one. Piss them off. Paul White.
Let's do it.
What a performance. Looks like the team is really kicking into gear now. Is it possible to peak early in such a short season? LOL. Bring on Melbourne next week. And Peter, who was a bit drunk at the time, replied and said, At least we have a recent trophy in the cabinet, even when we peak early, unlike Port, sucked in, go Crom. Just had to rub it in. Anthony,
Who are you getting there?
Your comments this week have been a bit off.
have they?
Yeah.
Oh, I've just been...
Is everything okay, Pete? Because you seem to be lashing out on the comments. Are everything okay? Everything good at
Favourite one's
home?
the ones you couldn't even understand with the hot dog emoji.
That's true. I looked at it, I was like, hot dogs? Why would I do that? What? Why are there 10 hot dogs? Is it a competition? Like, yeah, dip it in water, you know? I don't know. Sorry. We asked about your thoughts on the game, and we got hjones.13_09. Crom games are starting to get kind of boring. We're just too good. There's no suspension. Oh, God.
We lost last night.
I'm so...
You're right. All this winning. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of dominating, and then we only lose by 1 point.
Wow. We've won one whole game in a row. It never ends.
Yeah, the streak's alive.
We lost the game by 1 point controversially last week.
Yeah.
What
No
do you
close
want?
games. No
No,
close
so
games.
boring.
No.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
God, I wish we had this complaint during the men's season.
Before we go, Lockie, were there any standout comments that you just saw generally about the game?
To be honest, only the one about the turning circle in the Patreon's chat. I was like, that's probably the first time I've ever seen a player's turning circle be referred to as a car.
Yes, it is.
So Cream said that it was like a 1994
Yes.
Buick Regal, which wasn't even sold in Australia. But the steering rack is the same as a VN Commodore. So you could have just said VN or VP.
When I moved over to Whistler for 8 months, I went and bought a Buick Regal, a 1994 Buick Regal. And the one thing I remember about that car is it was a fucking nightmare to turn.
Was it like a yacht?
Oh, just fuck a 3-point turn, 5-point turns. I look like an idiot.
Heavy driving
in that car. That's why I drive a Toyota Corolla hatch now.
Yeah.
Just so that I don't have that problem.
You just rip the handbrake, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skitties.
Yeah, skitties. Put 2 Macca's trays underneath the rear wheels and just go fanging around with the handbrake on. Anyway, Ben.
Patreon and friend of the pod, Shahin Mardi, says, Rob looks huge on the big screen. Go Crom.
Oh, and did you notice he's tucking in his jumper now?
I did.
He's going the Matt Rowell option.
Okay.
Yeah, first day at school.
Yeah. He's only just turned up.
Good. The coaches are going to see me.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's just because he has like 6XL, so it goes down to his knees if he doesn't do it.
Yeah, the Crows get one style of cut. It's just, there's no short but extra wide, no short jumper, extra wide shoulders. No. You get the big shoulders, you get the big long dress, mate.
Yeah. I'll take the moo-moo.
And that was Fantasy Land.
That was Fantasy Land.
And you know what? The quality of that segment just keeps improving
It
every
does.
week.
Remember when we weren't talking about fantasy?
Yeah.
It's just an excuse to play the music.
Yeah.
Like we need an excuse.
I think it's really going to hit its peak after round 1 when she starts getting scores.
Yes.
And I want to see...
This fantasy segment will really hit its straps when we have some fantasy.
Would you believe it? For some reason, I really want to see her get angry. So I'm just waiting for a week where like 5 players in her team get injured and she doesn't have enough trades to cover them. Yes. She comes on and she's like, oh, he got fucking injured and he broke his arm and he's out for a week and he got reported. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
I might actually, because I don't do tipping. I've got no fantasy.
Tipping.
Yeah, fantasy. I have no idea about
we've
fantasy.
been talking about tipping this whole time.
Yeah. Why is she tipping Riley O'Brien? He's only one man. Yeah. Mind you, I will be tipping the Adam Sheriff Football Club for every game they played this year.
Yes.
Well, while we're on Ned McHenry, this is the return of Elodie's favourite stat. The David McKay stat.
That's his legacy from the club, David McKay.
I know what's coming.
So McHenry, 12 touches, 15.5 kilometres for the game. So that's very good or bad, I don't know. Still don't really understand the relevance of this stat, but
that's what makes it great.
Exactly. And an honourable mention to Alex Pears, who's one of my favourite players. Really, I think it's just the aesthetics. He's a very handsome man.
Because of the long hair.
No, he's just a handsome man.
Okay.
He got 6 touches, 14.7 kilometres. So,
He's working hard for those touches.
He's working so hard.
And how many of those were handballs? Because they're not really touches.
Alex,
Why don't you grab my
yeah,
ball?
it's one. The handball's not really a touch.
Oh, because if I'm running 2.5 Ks to get a handball, it's not really. It's underwhelming.
If it's a really good handball.
If I'm running 2.5 kilometers, but then I get a 50-meter kick, it's like, okay, that was worth it. Otherwise, you
Then
could
it
be
just
like
goes
Matt
back over your
Crouch
head.
and just do a 2-meter handball. I'm like, oh, now I've got to run another fucking 2.5 Ks just to fire off a handball 1.5 meters. Next, does anyone want to touch on a suspension from the game on the weekend?
Yes, Rory Sloane will miss
And now, next up, we got Ray for the last audio message.
Hey guys, just thinking, McAdam's playing really well, but he plays a little bit too tall to have Fogarty, Steelthorpe and Walker in the same side. So I wouldn't mind see them dropping Fogarty probably for Newchurch. Just McAdam plays too tall. Playing really well though. Also, pretty big day for me. I just shopped and bought a birthday cake. Not even my birthday, but guess what? No one even checked, so got away with it. Press record. Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks, Damon, for the reminder to double check on that.
Oh God, that's got to be the best one this week.
Get wrecked, Ray.
Well, happy not birthday, Ray.
Yeah.
Hope you choke.
Oh, so they don't check if you can just buy one?
You can just buy one. Like, this is the most unregulated industry on the planet.
Oh God.
So, who are your best on grounds? I'm gonna ask Sally. Peer into the mind. Who was your best on ground? Mark Rashudo?
No, he doesn't play anymore.
I was testing you.
Rochelle, I reckon.
Yeah, he came off in the fourth.
Yeah, what happened to him?
His dick hurt.
Oh, well, I can kiss it better.
Holy shit! You can kiss it better. You're going to kiss his dick better. Hey, she's going to kiss Rochelle's dick better. Yeah. Okay, that's a bunch of Saints fans didn't respond. All right.
They just got no sense of humour, have they?
Yeah, no sense of humour.
No, they're not sharp like us.
No, they're sharp as a bowling ball, aren't they?
I reckon.
Yeah. But, any other best on grounds? You had Rochelle.
Rowie was pretty good, I reckon.
Yeah,
Ebbs was screaming for him.
You're obligated to say that.
Well, I had to scream for Rowie because, Jade loves him and, I had to love him too, but I also love Fogarty too.
Lucendale leg arms, as we like to call
Wait, why do we call him that?
Because he's from Lucendale. And he's got big fucking arms, so he can just fucking kill somebody. Yeah, bang.
You gotta love him anyways.
Yeah, gotta love him. Kiss him better? Would you kiss him better?
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, bloody oath. All right, Jesus.
I'd kiss anyone better just to get a bit of action.
No, love, just say that.
I'm trying to behave myself. I am pretty well behaved.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that when the therapy sessions start, Ebony, you can play this clip.
Maybe they'll start next week.
We got Moni Todra, who says, even with a smaller crowd, there were a number of times the crowd tried to establish a throwback Adelaide chant, only for it to be squashed by some fake hype anthem over the speakers. It's a shame. That first half was dynamite, though. We need to talk about this. How many boomers have we seen going off about the fact that there's a bit of doof that plays after the game?
Too much music, too many lights.
To be fair...
Oh, here we go.
I'm all right with it when we're winning, but in
Benny
the
Boomer,
GWS, if I heard Lenny Kravitz, I want to fly away after a GWS goal one more time.
I think that's the problem, that they have a certain rotation of tracks which are not universally
Not
very
great.
good.
Yeah.
What track should they play? Like "Shut Up in Your Face" by Joe Dolce?
That would be different.
That's an opposition goal tune.
Yeah,
I'd go for
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I did see someone point this out, and I would agree with it. The music that they've now settled on in the minute leading up to the first bounce is actually very good.
Yeah, correct. Rather than just it felt like Hans Zimmer was doing the intro to to the games in like 2017, 2018. He was expecting a blah from Batman Begins. Anyway.
But I reckon Rob was playing well. The shepherd in.
Yeah.
We talk about the
wingspan.
Yeah.
We love that. Shepherding no one about 100 metres away from play.
He ran 10 metres away from the nearest player to lay a shepherd against no one. It was poetic.
It's dedication.
It's amazing. Ben, do you reckon it was Nixie or even Clark who would have been coaching him, just saying you need to show more effort? And Ned was just like, mate, anytime.
Just put the arms out.
You're in camera shot.
I'm doing
a shepherd, Ned.
He's down in the rooms at the moment. Matty Clark's saying, good job, Rob.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those 1%ers, that's where
100%
you pull through.
But geez, you look like a goose.
It's Mama's cow.
Sorry, who's this?
Jade's mum.
It's Jade's mum.
We've got Jade's. Now, Paul. Jade, please. Now, Jade's coming on the air.
Jade's just grabbing her headphones.
For everyone wondering the history here, Sally gave, well, if you listen to one of our, it was a walk and talk against the Saints.
Yep.
I'm still in recovery from that one because it was the best walk and talk ever. There was talk about Rochelle's injury and how to treat it, and much embarrassment for Ebbs as well. But we got a friend of the pod and Patreon, Jade, as well. I think you know her. Say hello, Jade.
I can see you on the TV.
Give her a wave. Look down the camera, give her a wave. There you go.
She's finally made it. Is this the most impressive thing she's ever done?
Me?
Jade.
Okay. Yeah, she's loving the attention.
Sally's had as many as she did on that St Kilda.
Yeah, I was going to say. I've had two sides.
Well, I'm sad to say my kissing days are over for a week, but I'll be back in action after I'm COVID cleared.
Is that how you got COVID in the first place, Jade's mum?
She's not answering. I think she's busy right now. Jeez.
And now, just before we let you go, I wanted to flip the switch on you. So normally you're the person asking goes all right or doesn't go all right, and we've stolen your segment a little bit here from your podcast, which the listeners can find on Spotify. We just want to ask you, Crom Beanies, goes all right or don't go all right?
They go very all right. I see them all over my TikTok. They are, they're taking over the sort of Insta-fear, the old Crom Beanie. So goes very all right.
It is the man behind the James Donald Forbes McCann catamaran plan.
So good.
Himself.
Oh, look at good. You hang a lot of shit on me for having such a long name for my podcast. But it is great to be here. Yes, the James Donald Forbes McCann catamaran plan. Get around it. And I'm sad Elodie can't be here. I've known her for years.
Oh, right.
We go way back. I won a table once at a quiz night that she dragged me to. You reap the excellent rewards.
Yes.
How do you think Kane Corns gets all that insight, the secrets bouncing around in his head?
Yeah.
You only get to go on Footy Classified if you can fill out a form saying who the 30 biggest cokeheads are in the AFL.
Yes.
The secrets that Caroline Wilson has honestly would make you vomit with disgust if you knew the things that she knows.
James, do you want to plug what you do, mate?
I host a podcast, the James Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan.
Now, please tell me, what's the catamaran plan? Is you want to buy a boat?
I'm trying to buy a boat. So it's a podcast about raising enough money to buy a boat.
Okay.
With the money from the podcast. So far, it's gone fine. We've got like $4,000.
Great.
Beautiful. We need $500,000 is what we're looking at.
It's a start.
It's a start. I don't have a deal with Liquorland yet. Would love to have a deal with Liquorland. I hosted a quiz night on last Saturday, and I went through some of their finest products, I do believe, while hosting that quiz night. People complained that they couldn't understand what I was saying for the last round of questions, but doesn't that add to the fun?
Exactly.
I think so.
And then back to our best friend Matt Crouch. He only had 102 from his, was it 28 touches that he had? So
not even averaging 4 metres per disposal.
Shameful.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely shameful.
A lot of them are horizontal, though.
I was going to say, they're just going sideways.
Yep.
The goals are that way.
Now, if you could do horizontal metres gained, I reckon he'd have a... Do they measure that?
I don't
That'd be
think
a good stat.
Would be the latest. leading the comp.
Lateral metres.
Yeah. We're gonna invest. We're gonna find someone at Champion Data who's gonna record that from now on.
Oh, look, this is one of the stats I won along with Inside 55s for people who are almost getting it done.
Yeah.
But not really, not quite.
Just there, but they're not just.
Can I get my this? Okay, this is I wanted to do this last week because I listened to the Go on 5AA.
Yes,
last week. All right, this is my impression of Rowie calling his son every time his son gets the ball. All right? Okay. I'll just like use other, stand in, whatever, like. Oh, Miller has kicked up the ground. Phil Thorpe's got it now. Wonderful, beautiful little kick. Chipped it up. Jimmy's got it. Jimmy's got it 50 metres out. No, Jimmy doesn't have to carry from there. He never has. Jimmy. Oh, look at his eyes darting around. He's trying to give it away. He's scared, Jimmy. No. He shanked it. He shanked it.
And then someone else to take over. But he gets so he's incredibly emotional with his son.
Yep.
I love it. It's my favourite thing to listen to now. Jimmy, no, he never has. He's never had. He's coming back. He's going to try and kick it. What are you doing?
So you reckon the window's shut now for a sausage dog day? Because Cream has a little sausage dog.
Yes.
Called Bungie McLeod.
Yes.
And Hatchard has a little sausage dog. And our dream cross-promotional marketing thing for the Crowject is to get those two dogs to meet.
Yes.
So you reckon that dream's done?
She can bring her potential wife along.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Georgia, I think her name is. Yeah.
I will even stand 20 metres away from the dog.
Don't you find a sausage dog to be a cruel, the spine must be uncomfortable.
Yeah. And the short legs.
Or like the pug with that face.
Oh,
have you ever looked up the skull of a pug?
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh, it's very upsetting.
It's so
Is
bad.
it?
Oh, mercy me.
No.
It's no go. Hold on.
While he looks that up, we're just going to sizzle Patreon. Patreon.com/Crowject if you want to become a subscriber. And Jesus Christ.
Lord's name.
That is terrible.
The pug skull.
God bless him.
It's how the eyes just fall right out.
It's so upsetting.
Of course they can't breathe.
But yeah, no, if you want to become a subscriber, patreon.com/Crowject, you are entitled to a whole bunch of shows and gear and interviews and
lots of stuff.
You get free stuff.
Yeah, you get heaps. You get
keychains and
study holder.
For $2
Stickers.
a month, you get more content than Netflix is churning out at the moment, and you get a whole bunch of
allegedly.
That's a big promise. I'm gonna say
They've just had Stranger Things season 4.
Oh, Get Your Crow On is definitely better than Lleyton.
Is that the name of the Patreon program?
That is
Get Your
one
Crow
of.
On?
That is
that's
one of the many.
shows.
That's
How many
one
shows
of the many
are
shows.
there?
Oh, at least 1,700 that I can think of.
to keep up with Netflix, you must be just
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, get around that Patreon. I want to take over all the ads. Go to www.com. It's the shortest website in the world. Patreon.com//Crowject. Not a lot of backslashes, I notice, in websites nowadays.
What's that about?
I don't know.
Racism.
Last but not least, I want to ask you. We have our website where you can buy merchandise from.
Yes.
What is it, Benny?
It is crowject.bigcartel.com, where you can find, the Crom beanies, which James is modelling at the moment, unfortunately.
I've been
the
sent
GoPro
so
isn't
many.
here, but
Thank you for having sent so many. My children have them. I have them.
You have enough for your children's children?
My
And your
children's children.
One on the
Their blood be
catamaran.
upon them. But what is so great about the Crom beanie is it ties into that old, it has a narrative, it's the boomer, it's the club. And there's no, I think this is why it took off, is because the Crows are, a club with no soul, as is so frequently put to us. And that sort of might become the club at a certain point. We don't even have, like every time you're watching the media and they cut to Westlakes, you go, it's a fucking construction site. How long has it been? Honestly, how long has it been a construction site? Shouldn't we have somewhere we can go? So what was wrong with Brompton? What was wrong with Brompton and the gasworks other than the fact that the land is literally poison? Literally poison.
He did slip and he did get caught holding the ball, so he had a bit of a stinker, did old Ned. But I still love his guts and the way he goes about it.
I just think Ned McHenry is like a Jack Russell. He is. Like, he's fine to have at your grandma's house. Pet him all you want, but like, you're not taking him to Cambridge to the dog show, are you? He's a good
And next here at Crufts, we have the Jack Russell, commonly known as Ned McHenry. Oh, and look at him bound into the
You
crowd.
don't have the, he's not
He's
the
followed the
purebred
tennis
Dawson.
ball out the front door and he's down the major highway.
He's not the purebred Dawson, is he? Like, he's a great 24, 25, 26 on your list, I reckon.
Yep. But I think where people get upset is that he was drafted at pick 14?
Yeah.
That year when we had the 2 first-round picks. I still think he's going to come good. I think every problem he has is workable.
Yep.
But what he has that you can't teach is that tenacity and that endurance. I mean, people forget that, he's making mistakes, but he's making mistakes from the first bounce to the last bounce. That kid
He's got guts.
He doesn't stop running.
He's got guts. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He fucks up, but he never stops fucking up.
That's what we love about him. If we're going to suck, let's suck all the way to the end.
Well, we keep asking for 4-quarter efforts. He's giving 4-quarter efforts.
Every single week. You know what you get with him. You know what you get with him every single week.
Oh well,
Couple of years.
Is the Brad Symes conversation PG? Why are we talking about?
And why you have against Brad Symes?
I personally believe Brad Symes ruined our 2007 grand final chances because he was named.
So
he was named.
Okay.
Is that because he was named in front of our previous guest, Nick Lower?
Correct.
Yeah.
So-
fair dump.
Wow.
So without Brad Symes, it's a 20-goal turnaround.
100%. We're in that game.
Winning.
Yeah.
Trevor's kicks
Right.
10.
So Geelong just had the team sheet up on the whiteboard, took a big red marker and just circled one name, B. Symes, and just went, boys, we got this.
Yeah.
It's done.
I will stand my ground on this. I'm not giving this up.
Well, he did handle the loss well, and he just pissed off across the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look what happened to your mob.
Didn't he fall off the back of a fucking thingamajiggy?
I don't know. But
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
where was he when he got the call?
They were on their footy trip.
Yeah, that was on a footy trip.
On your footy trip. And he's like, boys, don't hit me, but I'm going to the Crows.
He definitely went on a different plane ride home.
Yeah.
That week.
Right, that was your equivalent to like a preseason camp.
No, people left smiling. And not, well, we still had the crush club culture, but people were happy about the pre-season trips.
Right.
There's just something else that went wrong in between where we don't know. Now, so Robbie Gray will retire this week.
Yeah, I thought that might happen because what more of a perfect time than how many showdown medals has he won?
15,
every single one.
15, yeah.
About
yeah,
15. Even the retrospective one.
Even the ones he didn't play in, they went back and rewrote his name on the medal.
Yeah.
Any that he didn't win is probably Brad Symes' fault.
Yeah, especially when they renamed the medal the Brad Symes Medal.
I'm never watching a showdown again if they do that.
Well, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be called the Billy Frampton Cup, isn't it?
Oh, yuck.
It's gotta be.
I'd throw that one
No,
away.
it's actually loser gets Billy Frampton.
See, there's the impetus. There it
That's
is.
I'll take the win.
Billy, if you're ever listening, mate, we're sure you're a lovely guy. Please don't take it seriously.
We do love you, Billy. Some way. We love you that you went to the Crows.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't want Rankin kicking to me next year. Shit. Lace out straight to me. Rankin.
Get me back Ken McGregor.
Where's Brodie Martin when I need him?
Oh, jeez.
Brody Martin.
Yeah,
That's
right.
obscure.
I'm not the only one that brings out list cloggers.
Obscure Crows players.
Yeah, that's our
James
one of
Patterson.
our favourite segments,
Yeah,
obscure port players that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've stolen Elodie's
Yes,
idea.
you've stolen my bit. All right.
Oh, we didn't know. What?
Oh,
It's not on the run sheet, is it? What bit? Where is it? I
Do you
can't.
want us to
Oh,
message
it's
you
a
with all of our
Patreon. It's
segments?
Patreon exclusive, Jack. You wouldn't know because you don't support
I'll just
financially.
I'll just go find Lockie and ask him. Dan, what have you been up to?
Yeah, Lockie.
Shady
Patreon
character.
login, yeah.
I got a Pineapple Cruiser port on me trying to get an interview for Obscure Crows.
Was it from Anthony or?
That was a vodka pineapple. Different.
What do you mean? What?
Lewis Johnston. You know Lewis Johnston?
Yeah.
He plays for Golden Grove. I tried to get an interview
Lewis
with
Johnson,
him.
the one that kicked it inside 50 and it went the other way from
Could have gone to
Dangerfield.
Dangerfield on his own, or could have gone for goals and he kicked it out of bounds. We love Lewis Johnson. Let's get him on the
He's a
pod.
legend.
He was.
I tried, and then I got a cruiser port on me.
Did he
can
pull the
try.
cruiser on you?
Yeah, I'll show you the photo off air.
What?
Off air.
Oh, gee.
Very
Was
sick.
it at least accurate, unlike his kicking in that day?
No, it was not accurate.
Lewis Johnson, 1 point.
Yeah, well done, Lewis.
Does what she wants.
Yeah, shout out to Ash Willen as well for losing a headband. I reckon it was about 4 or 5 times. That happened in front of us. So I went with Ben to the game, and like I said, beautiful daughter came along too until she got PTSD from Claude the Crow. And that's another story. But I think she lost her headband like 4 or 5 times. And the guys from Rainbow Crows, and Brendan McGarrigan, friend of the pod, was yelling out, "Do you need a headband?" She's like, "I've got 4."
I think
doing a head.
And I've lost them all.
it came out in a tackle, and I think it was the halftime siren, and then she obviously had a few in her hair to keep the hair up, 3 or 4, and they just landed on the ground, and she's just searching aimlessly for a little while trying to find him.
I know.
We see him.
Picking up from the mud pit.
We weren't sure if it was a contact lens or her tooth.
Jeez.
She's lost a tooth in the past. Yeah, so I'd be worried about that.
God, she really needs to keep things where they belong.
Yeah, like Ash, have a look at yourself, mate. What's going on?
You're a mess.
What are you doing?
Now we need to talk about the SANFL team getting the loss from the Redlegs.
They really got that.
They really got that loss. Yeah.
They earned that loss.
Yeah.
We worked hard for that.
We spoke a couple of weeks ago about wanting to see the individual playing well, but the Crows losing.
Yeah, we did say that.
We got it.
That's what we got.
We did get exactly that. There were some good individual performances, but altogether they lost. So
So we
it.
went down by 11 points at Adelaide Oval with probably the same amount of people there as the AFL women's game. And stadium that can fit 10 times the amount. But anyway, key here, though, is, like I said, Frumpton should have been flipping them off. Maybe we would have won.
That's the only difference I can see from last time.
Yes.
The finger.
Jeez, Billy, this is why you're being traded, mate. You had one job.
We found out how to win and you did it. And then you just didn't do it again?
You can see, inconsistent.
Exactly.
You can't replicate form.
No, it really can't. When his confidence started to build.
Exactly. It's like the dragon and starts running.
Can I?
Are dragons fast? I don't know.
I mean, they can fly, so you'd assume they can. That's the shittest nickname, isn't it? Like, it's embarrassing.
It's so shit that it's good, I think. Like,
I don't know if it's come full circle for me yet, to be honest.
Do you reckon the club gave that to him? Like,
I think he gave it to him.
Someone within the four walls has obviously given it to him because we haven't heard it before he re-signed, and then all of a sudden it's the Dragons re-signed.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from?
So true. Oh, the dragon. Anyway, well, the dragon kicked 3. What do you reckon Fish and Maccazee's nicknames are, other than fish and ass?
Fish, ass, and
fish ass.
Fish ass. I don't know.
For a good footy nickname, you've almost got to take it a couple of places removed to make it work. So
It's just too obvious.
I like the idea of fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Fish fingers. I see it.
I was thinking of something else.
It's very open for interpretation, isn't it?
Don't be gross, Pete.
What?
We had
No, I wasn't. Call him Birdseye.
Then captain.
Yeah, the
So you just got to keep removing it one more step.
The cap and the dragon. That's going to be the new podcast out of AFC. I reckon. Cap and the dragon. 6 to 9s every morning.
Love it. And we had Gold Coast Suns at Great Barrier Reef Arena beating the Saints.
Just on the dead coral reef or something like that. What's going on?
Must have been. I did not see this game.
That explains how they won because they were coming off the 80-point shellacking from Brisbane last week.
Yes.
The catering there sucked. It was only one Krusty Krab.
And then my second favourite game of the round, we had the draw. Fremantle versus Carlton.
That was a double draw. Because they drew last week as well.
Only like the third time in history where 2 draws in a row or something.
Oh, wow.
I saw it with Sir something.
They should try and draw for the rest of the season. That'd be It's a good, I feel like if you coached a team, Lleyton, that would be like the strap. Just, we have to draw.
You're going to be like the dad in The Incredibles, like the family. When is it?
Don't win by too much.
Yeah. No, slow down. Go. Okay. All right. Second. All right. That'll do.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, Brisbane's probably best player was eye gouger Berry, who controversially got off from the little eye gouging.
We need to talk about that. How did that happen?
As in, how did he get off, or how did?
Yeah, because I think it is rough conduct, and it's a gouge to the eyes.
Yeah, you've seen other eye gouges have generally been a week or more.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sort of self-defense as well.
Yeah, but is that how? Because I didn't actually see what it got downgraded to, but I think probably the self-defense
I think it was a fine.
played into it a bit.
I mean, graded down to careless instead of intentional, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I was talking to one of my colleagues and said, if you decide to gouge their throat and make them vomit, what's the difference?
That's worse.
Do you know what I mean? Like you still like
it's worse because there's liquid involved. Biohazard.
It's a work cover event.
Yeah. Where's the medical waste bin?
You were going to say something, so.
I don't know. I didn't listen to like the tribunal or whatever, but I don't know. Like some people were saying that maybe because he was the one on the bottom, and he was like just trying to get him off, and just trying to scrap at him, and maybe it was accidental, careless, whatever, not intentional.
Yeah, it was doing the jazz hands. It's fine.
I guess it is a bit hard to prove whether something's intentional or not, isn't it? Like it's one person's word against the others. Like it's like, how are you supposed to prove? Like even just reaching for the stars. I don't know.
I don't know what to do with my hand.
If Clayton Oliver's face was like an inch from my face, I would be terrified too. What the hell is that?
Like we said last week as well, that bulging eyes.
Oh yeah. It's a big target, honestly. It's hard to miss.
Now we need to go back in time and we need to talk about the platter.
Oh, yes.
Now, the showdown...
supposed trophy.
Yeah, this is not a trophy.
Nah.
This is the Nadia Bartel platter.
Yeah.
Because it's just, well, it's, it looks like a pizza tray, a 12-inch pizza tray.
Yeah.
It's not inspiring. It's just been engraved. We were supposed to have it tonight, the charcuterie board as well, to celebrate the win, but... Is it a bit insulting to just have a platter?
I actually tweeted out that day because I just finished reading the Advertiser article talking about the survey that they asked the girls to do towards the end of the season. And one of the big things around it is like the vast majority of AFLW players and coaches do not feel like they're respected from the male half of the industry.
Yes.
And I finished reading this and I went, oh, that's a bit sad. And it's, we got a lot of work to do. We got to turn it around. And the very next thing I saw on my phone was this fucking plate being held up by Chelsea Randall as some sort of a prize for winning a massive game. And I'm like, well, there it is. There's your evidence.
Yeah, there's your proof.
Yeah.
Well, Wimbledon use a plate, don't they?
Yeah, but a nice one.
No, but the plates are for if you come second. That's the thing in tennis. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, right.
Oh, so first in Wimbledon, you get a trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a plate if you come second. So if you lose.
I don't mind it, like, as Ray said, if it's done right. So like in English football, the Community Shield, I think, is like a big plate looking sort
But
of
it's
thing.
ornate. It's embossed on the side.
Yeah.
Someone has taken time, care, and effort with that award, unlike what we got on Friday night.
This is a misdemeanor down at Maya Centre job.
Exactly.
No,
right.
Shit, the game's
We need a platter.
It's a local pizza shop on the way. If they want to show the sizes, they're like that one.
They couldn't even buy a second-hand trophy, like sand off the name on it and re-engrave it.
Yeah.
At least it's actually a trophy with like a kid kicking a footy on it or something. No, it's just a pewter plate that your nana uses to keep hard lollies in. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But the best part is they know it's not a trophy because it even says on the thing, showdown plate. It doesn't even say it doesn't even say trophy.
It's like the PR guy got through the week and he was like, oh, I've got to push this. It's in the Advertiser every day. And someone's like, oh, so the trophy we're playing for. Oh,
What about that?
Was
It's actually a plate,
Yeah.
I think. I heard.
I thought you were sorting that out.
Yeah. I thought it was Port doing it. Oh, no, it was Crows. No, it's Port. Oh, shit.
Or do you reckon it was the actual board meeting itself and they brought out, some sausage rolls or something like that? And they're like,
We'll just use this.
this could work.
This is a nice plate.
It's light. It's malleable. You can chuck it. If the other team wins, you can just cross the lawn. Across the field, sorry.
So I've been arguing with my girlfriend all week about this because, backstory, I was in a meeting at work and I'm terrible at work because I just don't like it that much. And so I was in a meeting and a lady was talking about God knows what.
Oh.
And
doing the blah blah.
Yeah, exactly.
The barrel blah blah. Yeah.
So I'm off in my own little world thinking, and then one of my workmates goes, "Can I ask a ridiculous question?" And I thought to myself, wonder if his ridiculous question is, would you rather fight 10 duck-sized rhinos or one rhino-sized duck? And I said this to my girlfriend, and we've been arguing about it all week because she's set that you fight the 10 duck-sized rhinos, and that's just ludicrous, if you ask me.
No, rhinos have horns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They might be this big, but they're hard.
There's actually a correct answer to this.
Yeah, go.
It's the rhino-sized duck.
Yeah, because they're softer. You need to pluck.
No, the laws of physics dictate that the size of his legs need to be proportionate to be able to uphold the weight. So if you enlarge anything to that sort of size, it just crumbles under its own weight and can't fight back. You punch it once and run away.
Yeah, but hang on, the duck ain't...
Did you research this?
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
But the duck ain't going to go after you.
It can't. Its feet don't work.
Yeah, but what I'm saying...
What if you're in water?
I think
It'll drown.
Oh, if you're in water, yeah, that's a problem.
I think for the purpose of this, it's an angry duck that is going after you.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Okay,
it can't
that's
be
fine. The angry duck can sit over there with its broken legs. It can't fly because it's too heavy.
So the duck is perturbed. Okay, at our existence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to assume that it's had its, caltrate, so it's had the vitamin D and calcium, so it's got good bones. It doesn't have osteopenia. It's not going to crumble on its own weight. Or it's had a titanium rebuild of its lower limbs. Okay? I'm just putting it out there.
Right. We're doing a lot of work so that we can have this fight.
How would you take out the rhino-sized duck? Would you poison it?
I'd just scrap.
Just
pull feathers.
Just kick it.
Get it to the mat.
Yeah.
And get your ground game on.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn you into pate.
How would you deal with the duck-sized rhinos, though?
We're not asking the serious question.
How would you?
We're not asking the serious question.
Yeah.
What did the guy in the meeting ask?
Oh, who knows?
He was like an elephant-sized chicken or a chicken-sized elephant.
Absolute garbage.
Exactly.
No one cared.
Oh my god. Jade,
Yep.
we need to talk about. You okay?
Yeah, I'm all good.
You sure? You need to talk about? Yeah. Is your music? Yeah.
Is this like free therapy?
Yeah. Well, for this song, I think goes for about 4.5 minutes. It's a Adagio for strings.
I thought you were about to say 4.5 hours.
Oh, we could do.
And I was
we could
like,
loop
I
it.
could probably talk about it for that long.
All right. So when did you start falling in love with Jimmy Rowe?
Honestly, I think it was probably it was in April of 21. So I wasn't an OG.
You weren't the OG.
I wasn't. No, I
You were in
went
the
back
first
through my
carriage
tweets.
of the.
I went back through my tweets, and my first tweet was like, "Fuck, I love Jimmy Rowe."
Fuck.
And so that was the start of it. And then I feel like it really ramped up this year.
Yeah. Was it the Carlton Draft Jimmy Rowe show top? Was that where it peaked?
Yeah, I wore that debuted at the Showdown.
Yeah.
Which was a very good game.
Yeah, that was a great game. It was a banger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was the start of this year. I was like, yeah, I really like it. I like it. I always have like a bit obscure favourites. I'm not really the usual favourite, which has fucked me over something chronic. Seriously.
Who was your previous favourite?
Mitch McGovern left. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Hang on. Next one, Hugh Greenwood. See you later.
I mean, he was good.
Third one.
Yeah.
Next one, Tyson Stingle.
No, literally.
There's an order here.
I'm pretty sure at this point I'm the Grim Reaper. Like I should not have another favourite. They're all. That's literally
Would you like to discuss your love of Matt Crouch at this stage?
Look.
He's too late. He's around for another year.
Yeah, I did meet Matt Crouch. He was nice.
Just
I was
straight down
there
the
for
line
other
right
reasons though.
Oh, that's right. It was that amazing photo.
Yeah, where he looks like he couldn't be anywhere else but there. Look,
best photo.
to be honest, it's kind of it's kind of my fault because I just was more focused on Jimmy. But Matt was like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. How are you?" And then he's like, "Yeah, good. Do you girls play football?" And I was like, "Actually, absolutely not. I can barely even run a kilometre." And he was like, "Huh." Obviously, he doesn't have my type of sense of humour. I was like, "Oof, okay, okay, bye." I kind of knew it would happen, but I held out hope that maybe. I think on the last day of trade when none of the other trades went through, I thought maybe if Mackesy, maybe if Crouch, any takers, I'm like, come on, I'll take anything. But no, I was like, oh, and then, but why announce on a Saturday of all days?
Yeah,
That is absolutely bullshit. I literally, I'm not even lying. I got out the shower, saw my phone, and I saw the message where James tagged me. He's like, sorry. And I was like, oh my God. I opened up and I was like, oh fuck.
It happened.
I was literally standing there like this. Actually, I had my phone in one hand like this. And then I was like, okay, what can I tweet to get some likes?
It's never a good sign when your dad on radio tells you that he's gone. Yeah, he's done.
I honestly...
He said that 10 times over the last couple of weeks.
The writing's on the wall for little Jimmy. It's writing's on the wall. Yeah.
I did think Stephen spoke very well.
He did.
In that interview today. But yeah, I'm still pretty hell-bent on the fact that I think Jimmy should have stayed if...
He was trying to stay.
If
they wouldn't let him.
McHenry and Murphy were out of contract. When you look at their years over 2021, 2022, they are literally pretty much all on par with each other.
Yeah.
Jimmy, a few more goals and stuff like that, but...
Just saying.
And energies as well. The energy. Celebration.
Good vibe.
I think that's what it is. And I'm sick of these people.
It's a tongue out double Cobras against Geelong 2021. And then just Stephen Rowe.
I know. That's so... Someone tagged me in that on Twitter and I literally was like, I'm fucking crying. Stop.
Yeah.
And that's why I had someone tell me off for swearing. But anyway...
We're looking at you, Mrs. Loads. Anyway.
But anyway, I just feel like he brought so much. But you could tell he loved playing for the team. That's what makes me so about it. He was always the first one I remember when Sligo kicked his first goal this year.
Yep.
Jimmy was the first one over there and was calling everyone over. And I was like, see, this is why I love him.
It's good vibes.
It's
good vibes. Could we see him as the boundary rider for 5AA?
That'd be lit.
All right.
Rowie down to you, Rowie.
Yeah, back to you, Rowie.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh, remember how he used to always go in the shower before the games and get his hair wet?
That's so wholesome. There's literally a TikTok that Adelaide posted. He's like, I think he got subbed on. He's literally just like stand there with a bottle of water. Like,
Getting fired up.
Like, that's just so wholesome. I think
Gotta love the weird routines.
Yeah. See, my problem is I get too connected, and I'm like,
Really?
Who knew?
I actually want to die when people tweet me and they're like, oh yeah, like saying that I stalk Jimmy, and I'm like, come on guys, like I'm 24 years old, I do not stalk a football
He
player.
knows me.
Yeah.
I'm friends with him.
We met at the Hungry Jacks.
Come on, like, I'm like, settle down. Like anyway.
I just happened to walk past his house when he puts the bins out everywhere.
No, I do not do that. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my job.
But you can tell it's the off season because
the crap news is back.
Yeah.
Players reveal. That's just their
favourite cheat meal.
Favourite food.
That's right. What was
Will Hamill's burger?
That's right.
Oh God,
burger.
All right, we got to go through some of some of the funniest sledges the Crows players have hurled it out from the crowd, and we have Will Hamill with "Get a haircut."
I'm amazed it's not burger. Just someone in the crowd screaming burger at him.
It might have been Pete.
He would absolutely do that. Yeah.
And then Ben Keys with "It's not suitable to write down."
No, right. There you go.
Yeah.
He's finally got he knows what this is.
So is this like a questionnaire that every player gets at the start of the year?
You say write it down. So yeah.
So they've been writing it down, and every player gets a questionnaire with these random questions.
Yeah.
Favorite food, and then Will Hammer's just got to the end of it. All right, I'm just writing burger. I can't be bothered with this list anymore.
We know what we've contacted players for interviews. We've been to the club. I can promise you, based on our experience with this, they've just finished a gym session or a pool session or a meeting. They're fried and they just want to go home. And then the media people come to them and go, before you leave today, fill out this questionnaire. And they just get handed a clipboard. This is exactly how it would have gone down, isn't it?
I feel like it would be.
Yeah. Here's a clipboard and a pen that's half run out. Just scribe your answers onto this and it's going up on the website. So, no, I can't say what they actually call me over the fence. So, okay, redhead. No, I can't write this down. This is terrible. And they just want to get out of the sand dunes and go home.
Or the comms people, when they get the survey back, they're like, oh, fuck,
we can't say any of this.
Well, it might be that because there was only about 10 players. It wasn't every player. There was only about 10 players they listed.
Yeah, good point. So unless they've cherry-picked 10 players, they're like, these are probably the safest bets.
Yeah. Or only 10 players did the questionnaire.
Yeah.
At all.
A lot of blokes have just picked it up and gone, nah, just left.
Bulldogs have had like a really bad run in the AFLW. Like they were a really good team, but they had last season they had all the COVID issues. But when they play their best, like they're really competitive. So that would suck for them. And I think I saw something about the coach being investigated over attacking umpires.
Yeah, but apparently it was just a stare.
A stare?
Apparently it was a suspicious stare. Wait, I'm going to look this up.
Suspicious stare.
Because I saw it, right? And so I was like, oh, God, what's he done? I'm interested. And then someone commented, there was like, it's apparently for a look or like a look. He gave him a death glare.
Oh, wow. It must have been a really strong death glare.
I'm going to have a look. Imagine if I look this up and it's something completely different. Please ignore anything I just said in the last 30
lasers
seconds.
coming out his eyes? Like, this
harsh contact, eye contact.
So yes, Dogs coach set to be issued with a please explain over umpire incident.
Is it an incident?
Going to be, they're likely to issue him with a please explain in relation to his behaviour towards umpires. And it says he coaches from the interchange bench and his path crossed with the umpires leaving the field at the conclusion of the loss.
Ooh.
No words were exchanged, but a pointed look was sent to the umpire's way.
Wow.
And the crowd was like booing the umpires. Nothing bad about the crowd. It's just the coach looking at them.
Isn't that just so bizarre? Like, I'm sorry, if I was a coach and someone took me into a meeting and said, you gave us a pointed look, I would say, I can give you a lot fucking more than that.
Yeah, jeez. I guess like you said, Lleyton, is technically high contact.
Yeah, it's above the shoulder. Watch out.
He's going to be fined. He's going to be
rough conduct. Reckless, careless.
Intentional, very intentional. Didn't look away. Didn't even blink.
Yeah, wow.
I'd be surprised if Nathan Burt gets the coach next year, if I'm being honest.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a stinker. That's not great at all.